welcome to BonBonB. Build some app for the very last time. Right, just sat down, got myself a coffee. Everybody should be good and golden. I'm just going to push the sound up. Somebody was complaining the other day they couldn't hear me. So hopefully now I should be audible, huh? Right, hi Dan. Do I want to watch this while eating dinner? No, go watch a movie. Please do. Absolutely, go watch a movie. Can't watch everything that I do. I appreciate that. I don't expect it any way, shape or form. Right, I'm just moving my windows about a little bit. Again, do I expect anybody to watch anything I do? Absolutely not. But here we go. Right, I was going to go back to the castle. Ooh, it's a castle. And I was going to see whether or not the tools are now working. Oh, they're back. Oh my goodness me. That was a concern yesterday, I've got to say. Not actually having a having the tools to play with. Let me first of all make a small divot. Grab a divot. I'll choose that. Now, I might have to widen this and then move it back in. In fact, I'm going to do that anyway. Forget widen, forget might. Let's do it anyway. And then we can move it back in a moment. Right, now it's way too wide, which is fine. That's actually the plan. And let's move some kind of moat around the outside. How do I want this to work? I think I don't want it to go all the way. I think I do want it to go all the way directly around the outside. I think. Like so. But also I fancied a little bit of, I've got to move that in exactly the one place I didn't want to move it. There we go. Some kind of mini lake stroke feature pool or something. Right, that is probably the shape that I'm after. The finesse isn't there, but the shape is. Now, let's move these guys back into place, which should give us... I'm going to narrow that up, actually, before we do that. Somewhere around here, maybe. Does that work any better? Maybe. Now let's move you back up to there. Is this too wide? I don't know. I think it's probably alright. We'll get a couple of supports on there so that it looks more believable. That's a very long wooden bridge. Come on. There we come on. Stop bouncing. That I think will be okay. I think I will extend these walls around the outside. Oh, null object? What? Don't you give me that rubbish. Everything is an object and the reference of an object and all of that. I think what we'll do is we will do that. Let's bring the terrain up outside of here as well. We'll move the entire wall in a little bit. actually move the terrain in as well on this end, like here. We'll have that side broken out a little bit. I think it looks a bit more realistic if you've got bits that are broken on something old and worn out. A bit like me, really. Very old and worn out. So, yeah, we'll rubbleize this area a little bit. Rubbleize, eh? What a word. Do we go? Yeah, we go at a jaunty angle. And that's what we do. We go at a jaunty angle to enclose the gardens. So as shapes go, that's not bad. Let's tighten up the moat around this side as well. Ooh, of course, forgot about the power of the single cell. Maybe we need to use that. Maybe that's probably the best we're going to get out of it, to be honest with you. Let's. I think we will. Ooh. Oh, domino. That is a fail. Let me correct that completely. Bring it in again. I think we will have the slopes. We'll narrow this up over here. Bring this up to little lakey area over here. And the cemetery do we push that up against the wall? I'm not sure where we're going to put this. We could move it into the wall a little bit. Yeah, you don't have a wall before a wall. We see the wall before the wall still. Let me try moving that a little bit. We don't want to see the wall. The wall before the wall looks a bit dumb. Who builds a wall before a wall? Dumb people. And BonBonB. Right, so that's not too bad. Let's get some water in the moat and the artificial lake. We have a little bit of potential flooding, I think. Pause the simulation. That looks like it might actually be a node placement rather than terrain. Let me try. There we go. That's got to be better. Start simulation again. That is going to fill, hopefully, very nicely. Now, what was the... I can't remember the name for the rubble. We're already looking at rocks. What was the name of the decal? Is it decal that looks like rubble? Or is it rubble that looks like rubble? Is this it? Concrete rock pile. I mean, we could use that. Excuse me. We could use that. I can't remember what it's called. I'm sure I'll find it when I stop looking for it. But definitely, I mean, at least something like this in this area. Something like that. It's not going to be exactly like that, but it'll be something like that in this area. I'm sure I'll find what the thing that I'm looking for when I stop looking for it. Does this need to be widened over here though? It could be, you know. It could be that that needs to be a wee bit wider. Right, so how's everybody? Is everybody having a good... has everybody had a good day? Is everybody having a good day? Depending on where you are in the world and all that. How's that? Is that going to let a bit more water in? I think it might. I think it might. There we are. Yeah, I'm not sure about those pebbles as I've placed them at the moment. I'm going to remove them because I'm going to forget they're there. And I'm not exactly happy with them. It's not the asset I was looking for. Right. Now let's do. Go back to the word castle. And we'll do a little upgrade on that. In fact, I'm going to do this one as well. There we go. When I say upgrade, it's more of a downgrade, you know. Can this possibly be... There we go. If I do the corners as being standing up to... Ooh, the entire back wall looks in very good condition. I'm not sure I want it in very good condition. Let's put in an extra couple of nodes. One there. One there. Bulldoze. Bulldoze. Have you very cleverly put your nodes back? Oh, you haven't. Good. Just checking. That should now, hopefully... Yeah, I'll do. That will actually do it. We've got our corner pieces in good condition again. And you know what? I think that might be enough. Do we do this section as well? Yeah, go on. I like those corner pieces being in a good state of repair. Right, so shape is good, castle is good, castle entrance is solid. And then I'm going to pop the water level up a little bit. Just a little bit. And that we'll do in a minute, I think, for castle work this morning. I'll go fill in my pit over here. Like so. And then this is just prop work detailing. In terms of shape, I'm fairly good with it. What I might do though, what I might, in fact, no might about it, I think I will lower the rest of the plateau. To make this just a little bit more prominent. Larger brush size, so it's not so much faffing about. Hi Poetry. Is the castle returning for Cities Skylines II? Will we get proper citadels? Who knows? Hi from Bolivia. How's Bolivia? I hope Bolivia is good. Don't get many Bolivian viewers. I'm not going to go and check my stats, but I do know the it's not one of my prominent countries. I mean, obviously USA, UK, they're my two main, and then a lot from Northern European countries. I get a lot from Germany, a fair amount from the Nordic nations, Sweden, Norway, that kind of thing. Spain, get quite a few from Spain. Fair number from the former colonies, so Canada, Australia, that kind of thing. But not really much from South America, so it's always a privilege and a pleasure to have somebody from over that way. Simon Bolivar, yes, indeed. As a Civ 6 player, I know Simon Bolivar very well. I don't think you don't get too many from down there, no. No, not a popular game. Should be. I guess if there were more vanilla assets that were more suited to these South American, so I don't know, former colonial style assets. Not that you necessarily want colonial style assets, but that kind of thing. And stuff that'll make it feel more real to you. But it's not something that I feel Colossal Order probably feel, or Paradox, whoever makes these big decisions, feels it's an important part, not part of their market they're aiming at. Which is a shame, because it is a great game. He is in Civ 6. Bear me 1 second. I've just got a little bit of nasal passage clearing to do. I'm just going to mute the mic while I do so. Won't be a few seconds. Ooh, well, that got messy. Didn't actually plan on that being a complete explosion, but that's what it was. Where were we? Yeah, Simon Bolivar. He's military. He gets a new great general, although they're not called great generals for him. They've got a specific name. Anyway, he gets a new great general with very specific unique bonuses each and every era. Plus his military units, I think they move +1 at any time, which is a huge, I mean, for exploring and for just getting to the war front quickly, absolutely insane. Really, really strong. This is a great game. Kind of niche. Well, yeah, there's not much in the way of shooting going on or anything like that. But yeah, it is a great game. I agree. And I suspect at some point they'll make a sequel, which will be even greater. I suspect. If I had to guess, I think probably around the middle to late October this year, they probably maybe might suddenly produce one without any warning. Yeah, I know. I'm not gonna. Why am I detailing this area around here? I'm not. I've got to come back here, right? Oh, hang on. How phallic is that? It's not very phallic, is it? Doesn't look. It does look a little bit like. Looks more like K9 actually from Doctor Who. The box and the head. It's not really very. I think I can live with that sort of shape. Okay, right. So, Uwitsa Castle is going there. We will go back and do more detail into that later, but it does help make the map feel a little bit more alive. Alive! It's alive! It's alive. Okay. I did say I wanted to bring the waterfalls in. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this now. I think this is going to be the last part of the water networking here. I don't expect I'm going to be doing much more beyond this for water networking. Bring that up to there. Let's grab ourselves a slightly lower height here to collect it. And then from there, again, maybe not quite so low. Right. And then similar here. And so something like that. Right. I think that will conclude this. I don't think I want those connected. I don't think I want those connected. Right, they're not connected. I like that they're not connected. And I like that they could come together a little bit, but not quite make it. Maybe. Right, so that is going to fill and flow in a minute, I imagine. Maybe. Let's do... Ooh, it's more than I wanted, but did the job. Right, that will now overflow there quite happily. That will hopefully fill this up, and yeah, this feels very messy down here. I don't like it. I don't like it. Just saying it right now. This area is just the last part of the puzzle. Pause the simulation. If you don't like it, redo it. Brush size up. Okay. Especially now we have what will be water flow coming from the other direction. Oop, come on, sort it out. Smaller brush. And then over this side, we'll fill all this in. and we'll work it out. We'll work it out what actually feels more real. It feels more real. I'll catch up with the chat in a second. And lovely. Right, so these are coming together too close, but if I push this over, it might get too close to that. If I took that path, that kind of path, drop it off to here, bend to about here, and then sort of that kind of route, sort of, without, you know, I mean, we're going to put some bends and stuff in, but does that feel less, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, cluttered? I think it does look less cluttered. Right, let's do a slightly better route here. So that is good. Oops. Narrow it up slightly there. Slightly smaller brush. Right, so let's let simulation fill up and sort itself out from the flooding. I'm gonna have to mute my nut. Do you know what? It is 2:30 in the morning here, and for some reason, middle of the night, I'm wide awake, but also I am very snuffy, very, very snuffy. So I'm just gonna, I don't want to blow my nose into the mic, so I'll be right back. I'm back. Right, I feel better now. So let's have a look at the chat, as I can't really do too much while the water's sorting itself out. So again, maybe this time I've got the proper name. Yes, good, well done. Not where are we? Bolivia. Unfortunately, form. That, don't know what you mean by unfortunately form. But anyway, and he was our first president. Citadels would be nice. Citadels are realistic things you can copy paste and still have it normal map to map. True. Big star castles are big star castles. Libertador. That's a phrase. Libertador, even. Yeah, that's a phrase used in Civ 6 as well. He is a very popular leader in Civ 6. A lot of players really like playing with him. But yes, definitely. That's what I like with Civ. They have leaders you'd never have heard of civilizations you probably never heard of, and they're based loosely. I mean, they're inspired. They're inspired by the real life characters. So, things like Scythia. Never heard of Scythia. Famous, but only if you're from that part of the world. Or there's the Georgian leader Tamar, or Tamar possibly. Again, name a famous leader from Georgia. Well, you're not going to come up with one, are you? And then you play Civ and you learn about Tamar. And the Civ bonus for Georgia is all about wall building. So there's something probably in the history of Georgia where they've got some famous city walls or something. So there's stuff where you might not necessarily learn directly from Civ. There's stuff that might make you look into learning something about a country or a civilization or a culture you'd never heard of. Okay, now I don't like the jink in this river here. If you look at the beautiful curve of that river, and then you hit this jink. But I put that jink in, I think, because of the shape of this plateau. You're a history nerd. Good for you, mate. I was never into history at all. I'm still not really into history. I'm not. But as you get older, it becomes more relevant. Like how... Goodness me. Here's a bit of useless. Here's a bit of useless for you. Right. Hit me, baby, one more time. Okay, you go. Where's he going with this? We're talking history. He's bringing up Britney Spears, right? But bear with me, right? Hit me, baby, one more time is the same length of time ago from today as the Second World War concluding was before I was born. So you look at the grand scale of everything. So that's 24 years, I think. 24 years ago, hit me baby one more time. 24 years before I was born, Second World War. Second World War is ancient history for me. Anything before you were born is really hard to quantify in your head in terms of time scale. And so this river needs some help. Well, it's probably feeding through. We'll see. But yeah, hit me baby one more time. It's like little thoughts like that make you think, hang on a minute, am I really that old? And the answer is yes, you absolutely are. And it makes history more relevant. Far more relevant. I'm going to probably make these rivers less gougy. I say probably like it's an option. Definitely gonna make these rivers a little bit less gougy. But for now, oh, screw it. I've got to do it now, haven't I? I can't just leave them like this. They're also way too wide, and so bad, so bad. Good thing I don't have anything to live up to, eh? No pressure on the BonBonB. It's fine. From Georgia, no, you wouldn't know any. Nobody from outside Georgia would know. And when I say Georgia, I don't mean Georgia, USA. I'm talking Europe. where USA borrowed quite a lot of names. I was looking at Louisville. We have a few YouTubers in the Louisville area doing the Cities Skylines stuff. Thinking Sean Builds and this old gamer, that kind of thing. That area, and looking around Louisville and some of the names of the places, it's kind of like, we can't think of a name for our new town, so we're gonna call it, and then pull a pin out, stick it in Europe, and basically name your city or your town after wherever the pin was placed. It's not just Europe. I think there were things like Alexandria, Memphis, Tennessee, Egypt. There are no names. I mean, Springfield's the classic, I guess. USA have got Springfield. We'll let you have Springfield, all right? All 500 of them. Quick quiz, BonBonB. Do I know the first capital of Russia? I was going to say, what would have then probably been Leningrad? St. Petersburg? Please let me know if I'm wrong. That would be my guess. But there may have been, like, Germany. Was it Aachen? Aachen and then Bonn, obviously during the second. Or after the second even. Not during. They were too busy. They were too busy fighting to move their capital. Petersburg, yeah. Kiev. Was it really? Or Kiev. Was it really Kiev? Wow. I mean, was it Russia at the time? This is the thing. It's like Germany was the Holy Roman Empire for a long while. Germany wasn't even not a country. It was a whole series of kingdoms, wasn't it? Saxony and etc, etc. I stopped there because I couldn't think of anything beyond Saxony, but there are plenty. Many that I'm not even going to try and pronounce because you know what my German's like. But yeah, the combined country of Germany is, I mean, relatively new. I'll say not new because that's ridiculous, but we're talking. Let me do something here. See how that comes together. Right. I imagine when I narrow these rivers in, the fact that we've got water on each side and nothing down the middle won't matter anymore, right? Reshape that lake because it's horrible. Also, this is, there's a lot of, I got the river paths are done mostly. I'm liking this shape better. Kind of want to have one dropping off of here. I think I've got to. It's outside 25, so it doesn't matter. But I think I've got to have something. Oh, goodness me, that's horrible. Bigger brush. Let's have a look. Yeah. They were being overrun all the time by invaders, so they moved it. Really? I did not know. So, the historical capital of Russia. I'd have to do some research on that before I share it with anybody, because I am very well known at the moment for making some wild guesses and getting things wrong. Let's not talk about hexagons. That's going to be my next catchphrase. Let's not talk about hexagons. Oh my god. Where are we doing this? Right. And then down here, something like that, and then automatically hate what I've done there. Automatically hate what I've done there, because that should be that shape. Again, don't worry about the heights and the depths and stuff, because this is all going to be worked. All of it. It's just getting the shapes right. You spend ages working on the riverbanks and then decide you need to move your riverbank. That's very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. But that seems to be struggling. There we are. We'll do a little boosh on that so you can get over the edge. Right. So I keep adding in these extra streams and rivers and stuff. It's getting silly. Okay. That feels too straight to me. Now I pull back. So let's tidy this up a little bit. Stop simulation for a moment. And what we'll do is we'll bring it around this way. Don't like this. Still not feeling good. Come on. You can do better. You can do better. I think just one big loop. Oops. Dear. Come on. Come on, brain. No, it's city o'clock, but you can do this. How's that feeling? It's feeling good, but now what I want to do is I want to move this a little bit away from that. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. Let's grab you, smaller brush size. This might be closer now. this is gonna feel a bit more like it. Come on, bigger brush. I'm going to be filling this in completely. How are we looking in terms of shape? I think that's better. I think that's better. I think. Bring it around. Around. Bring it around here. Lovely. This is better. This is actually much better. Much more pleasing shape. I think with fantasy map, it has to be striking and pleasing, and just nothing really that gouges the eyes too much. It's just be full of little feature locations and shapes that don't feel real but make you want to actually build. How are we looking there? Should be okay, apart from the temporary flooding. Right, I'm going to mute and then I'll be right back. I'm back. Hi. So let's catch up with the chat. Was it Russia or the Soviet Union? It would have been long before the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union was only post 45, wasn't it? Couldn't tell you what year, but there you go. Once you do that, think about what that would mean to today's perspective. Indeed, yes, it's far more complicated than I think people. Nuanced, not complicated. It's far more nuanced than I think people want to accept, especially in the West. Because in the West, we like to paint a bad boy, and the Reds are the bad boys. And I'm not, again, I'm saying 100 times over, I'm not defending the Russians' invasion of Ukraine at all. I was one of the first to change my colours on my channel to blue and yellow. I've got a blue and yellow logo that I throw up every now and then. Oh, hang on, speaking of logos. Hey! Right. But yeah, the whole, I'm not defending, but it is more nuanced. We've got to remember about culture, and borders are something that we put in to control things, but culture overflows borders, and there are people living on, different. You've only got to look at how India was broken up into Pakistan, India, and Bangladesh, and those borders, even to this day, there are troubles because culture and religion, they overhang borders. It's not something that you can just draw a line and say you can't. It's physical. So yeah, it's way more complex. Way more complex. Yes, of course, land grabbing and power and control and money are all major things. All major things, and shouldn't be completely ignored. But it's always more to it. Always more to it. As the Americans make out every time they go oil grabbing. There's always more to it. It's never about the oil. Never about the oil. But yeah, know where we're going here. Hi Larry, looks like a good place to plant some trees. Yes, this is why we do tree painting last, to prevent that. 1917 USSR, was it 1917? Yes, of course, the Great War. Sorry. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, as a kid growing up, Russia was the USSR. USSR was Russia. I had no concept of Kazakhstan and Georgia, and even things like the Eastern Bloc countries, Poland and stuff like that, was like, it was just all red. It was all, for me, Russia as a kid. Anyway, politics is downstream. Yeah, politics and politics downstream from culture, religion. It's difficult. It's difficult. No, of course it's not all. It's not about oil. Who would think that? You can't stay. You got to go. See you later, Larry. I might be in touch later. I'm not sure whose week it is. It might be your week. I will. I'll let you. It's either you or Sean this week. I'll let whoever it is know. If you don't hear from me, then everything is fine, and you don't need to worry. And for those of you wondering what I'm talking about, Cities Skylines 2 o'clock. We're getting somewhere here, I think. I think the shape of this river is better. The shape of that lake is awful, but that's fine. The shape of this confluence is absolutely hideous, but half of the problem of that is the amount of water that is pouring down here. So once I control this will be tidier. I'm not worried about that right now. I'm going to let it be for now. I'm going to go and do something else. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do something. Oh, I was talking about the roads. Have I actually got my road tools back? So I went to do some roads yesterday, wherever it was. I seem to have my road tools back. This is great. Okay, let me just say it. This is great. Now, I need vanilla highways, 3-lane highway, boom. Let me go elevated, straight line. Let me go a little bit of height on this so we can see we have elevation. And all the tools are correct, so we should be good. And if we come over this side, throw it back the other way. Big old bridge. Everybody loves a big old bridge. It's not great, but it'll do, right? How are we going to make this work? How are we going to make this work? Are we going to push the two bridges together, Or are we going to leave them? I think we'll leave them slightly apart. Then, if I use move it to select you two and you two simultaneously, and then move it and move it. Oop. But not that. Then move it. Oop, done it again. And move it. I'm sure I still had my finger on this button there, but I didn't, so there we go. Is that a nice enough arc on that bridge? I think it might be. How am I going to do this bridge? How am I going to do this bridge? Okay, I'm thinking possibly toying with ideas here. Toying with ideas. Plenty more. Let the simulation do its thing. Hello, I can't start that with the. Hang on, we read that one. I'm fascinated by what Soviet states had to go through, so population lived. Well, yeah, it's really hard to comprehend what just anything really. Things that we didn't go through personally in anything in life. People have suffered adversity of any sort, for whether anything that's forced upon, and how people deal with things that have been forced upon them, and then they just manage to get on and just carry on as if things are normal. How do people do that? Don't mind this idea. Let me get rid of the central pillars here, though. Come on. What am I doing here? Move it is what I'm trying to do here. In fact, I'm not going to get rid of them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hide them. If I can actually... I'm in the real... Come on. Don't make me get angry now. Come on. I don't want... Oh, for God's sakes. Well, do you know what? That might work. No, that's still the... Hang on. Hang on. Let's remove the nodes. Ah, what an idiot. I know what I'm doing here. Ignore me, I know what I'm doing. It's just been a while and I've got a head full of cold at the moment. And I'm fine and it won't go away. Right. Actually, better use of these would be... Oh, look, stop being... Excuse me. Right, come down here. I'm definitely going to click on... Why can I not... Have I got... got it. That took a lot of work. And that was me forgetting exactly how things work in game. But there you go. It's been a while since I was in the map editor, alright? Is it actually doing anything in anger? That'll do it. And then there we go. There and there. Got it. Everything else there is fine. Do the same over here, I think. You and you come with me. Oh, here we go again. Look how difficult. Gotcha. I've got it. I have got it. Try about there. Send it down. And that's a more striking big old bridge. Don't think I even need to do any more than that. I mean, this you could argue is implausible. Could we do... Oh, could we do that as an upgrade across? I don't think we can, because we've got the arch. Let's just see what it looks like. Can I upgrade to this type? I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why you cannot upgrade to that type. If I was to build that again from scratch, you could. If I put a node in the middle there, that's going to break that, isn't it? Come on. Just a node in. Yeah. I don't know. We can still make that work. We can still make that work in the middle there. Central node. How am I going to do this? I think I am. I think I am. Let me grab all of this, which are required nodes and segments as well. Well done. Come on. Thank you. Oh, what? Please don't tell me I missed one sec. Oh, I'm getting angry at my own inability to humanize. So, yeah. Right, okay. Do you know what? I know we just done all of that. But I think this is going to work possibly better. Oh dear. That's probably about the right height in the middle, actually. Everything else that needs to change. Oh, for piddle's sake. Come on. Right. Now, just those two. There we are. That has to be better, surely. How far was that one? That was just a bit beyond. So to about there. It's a bit wobbly. A bit jinky janky. Oh man. I think that's where the problem is. Might have to get the old precision engineering out. But I don't know, that looks alright. That looks alright. The question is it too high? Will be the next question. But oh, I don't remember which way we're going here. Hang on. Yeah, I see. I see you. Let me grab just a... Oh, it's going that way. So I'll definitely want this configured for right-hand drive. Despite being in the left-hand drive nation, I am giving up to the 90% of the world that doesn't. There we go. And then hopefully popping you here. What is all that about? Okay. There is some minor height adjustment things to be fixed, but they are minor. Ignoring the height adjustment things, that bridge seems about right there, I think. Can I drop it any further? I think we can drop it a little, but not much. How about there? Yep, that will do. Now, using the magic of remembering how Move It works, because it's been a long time. There we go. To object height. Hang on, that's not right. This one We'll get this right. Okay. To object height. There we go. That's better. And this one. Oh, hang on. No, not both of those actually. I only want one. So that one to object height. That one. That's better. This one to object height. This one. Beautiful. This one. Definitely not actually aligned, these two, are they? That's better. That. Actually, both of these, I want to be at the same height of both of these over here. So this one can now go to the same height as this one, and this one can go to the same height as that one. Oh, that's changed this though. That should be, in theory, a symmetrical bridge from that side. And they do drift a little bit, I think. They just clip together slightly there. They are slightly apart. But better than that, I think there's actually two here. There's probably the other one I want to get rid of. So let's get rid of that. I'll bring this one back into play. That's about right, I think. Big old bridge. That's shadow. Wonder what that was there. Right. Again, I'm going to mute while I just de-snoz my snozzles, so I won't be a moment. And I'm back again. Right, so... Okay. So the bridge is looking reasonable. Need to work out how to bring it down to ground now. These aren't aligned. Or are they? No, they are, I think. There's optical delusion going on there as well. Regular elevated at this point. Hopefully that's gonna... That's not too bad at all, actually. you hopefully almost down to ground level by now. And then we'll hit ground level with this one. There we are. And then I will do one section like that. There we go. I think that's probably about right. Oh, itchy leg. Right, the problem here is that I need to, well, it's not really a problem actually. It might work out exactly right. Okay, I am going to bring, aren't they soft? Around to here. Oh, hello, that's not right, is it? Okay, that's not right. Didn't plan on that exactly. There we go. Get the right tool in place. Everything will be fine. I think we'll go straight for this first section. We will do a slight fade away from the bridge line. It's a little bit too much of a drift going on there. Lovely. We'll bring it down. Hang on a second, I've got some notes here for how I want this intersection to work when we get to it. Yeah, it could be elevated. It could be elevated. Let's see how we go though from here. Here. Now let's move it. Out, move it. Back into road tools. Back up. I've got some problems with some of the parallel road tool and network tool. I have some problems. I don't know what the mod issues are, but yeah, parallel road and the a network. I don't know why. I don't hear anybody else complaining or anything, so maybe it is just me. But no, I don't have one, so I'm just manually doing it old school, right? Nothing wrong with a bit of old school. Oh dear. Other than it's a bit awkward. Right, so that's almost down the ground level, but I'm tempted to leave it slightly elevated. Because it's intersection time. As what I want to do is I want to get an intersection in this place here. which is basically it swoops up this way. The highway is going to swoop up this way. There's going to be sort of like a bit of a parklow going on the south side, leading one highway off into this direction. And then up here will be like a trumpet, sort of, heading off to give us a bridge over into the start square here. I'm tempted, actually, let's do the bridge first, just because. What bridge though? What vanilla road am I going to go with? Two-way roads, 4 lanes. I think we could go 4 lane, not network. Hang on a second, my brain's not working. Where's the vanilla roads? I don't remember where the vanilla roads are. Hang on, let's go into roads. There we go. That's the way of doing it. Medium roads. Oh, let's get rid of the word castle. That will make a lot more sense. That's this one. That one would do the job. That one would definitely do the job. We want elevated, we want straight, and I think we probably want it going straight across like that. Probably. Does feel about right. I'm just going to rebuild that. Okay. Plan B. Plan B, ground based. Oops, that was also a fail. Zero meters. Why can't I go down to 0 meters? Oh, as elevation step. What am I doing here? Anybody know what I'm doing here? Because I clearly do not. Right. Back to this road. There we go. 3 meters. That's... I'm going nuts. What am I missing here? There. That's the one, isn't it? Bear with me. It's because I'm full of snot at the moment. My brain is just not working. There we go. Douche. That's what we want. We don't want this, but we kind of want it just for this process. Then we go elevated. Boom. Yeah, that's the one. That is the one. I'm going to put a slight incline on this as well. well, that can go, this one and this one can go down. This one and this one can go up, and this one in the middle can go up a little bit more. This is still a little bit too there. In fact, I need to do both those simultaneously, don't I? Right, so start square bridge, canal bridge. Don't think you're going to be looking at having ports further up beyond that point. I'm going to deliberately leave this one as deep in case people want to sort of like do some sort of deep water porting, but is that too low? Is this too low? I don't think it is. I think that's on point. I'm still sniffing. Bear with me again. I will be right back again. I'll catch up with the chat as soon as I come back. Hello. Right. So yeah. Oh, see you later, D. I don't know how long you've been gone. Yeah, who doesn't laugh? Oh, old school's the best. The thing is, it's the best way to keep your hand in, especially if a mod ever breaks. Being able to know how to do. Oh, this is supposed to be ground level. Being able to remember how to do things when mods break. Oh, didn't really want that. This, that, ground level, upgrade. Cannot upgrade to this type. What? Are you joking? Okay. I will make this happen. It's the very last thing that I do. There we are. Cannot upgrade to this type, my bottom. Oh, man. How's that? There we go. We have a little bit of road infrastructure in the middle. So this is going to end up linking up to this. In fact, we can work backwards. We can work backwards. Let me see. Kind of want this road coming in from here. Literally on the point there would be quite fun. So if I go to there, then do a nice little free form chink like that. That is fine. Then, as that's all within the start square. Now if we immediately start the intersection process here, we're gonna want the where's my blinking nose is absolutely not. I'm not happy with my nose at the moment. Probably have to. I think I've got some antihistamine tablets somewhere. Might be a good idea actually to go grab some. By doing it, do you know what? My brain is not functioning. Right. So networks, highways. We're on to the highways. We're on to these. And we're gonna want hang up straight We'll worry about bends in a minute. Go in that way, but inverted. Lovely. And then also space already occupied, of course it is. It's okay, we'll make it work. We will make it work. So it's going to be 2 in and 2 out. Oh, come on. Oh, you've got a little node in there. You've got a cheeky little node in there. How do you get a cheeky little node in there? That's not necessary. How dare you? Right, well that would explain that, won't it? You've got a cheeky little node in there too. Yeah, I think we're going to be doing a lot of tidying here. It's a wee bit ugly. Intersection marking tool might come into operation. No controller too, but no, I don't want to. I want this to look okay in vanilla. Ideally. Got a weird glitch in the middle here. Is that just terrain? No. That's very weird. Well, that has fixed it. Yep, something like this, I think. Something like it. This is horrible. Why is that horrible? Oh, my nostrils. Oh, my nostrils. Right, I'm going to see if I can find an antihistamine tablet. I will. Oh. I will. Let's leave this somewhere so there's a little bit of animation going with the water. Anybody turning up will see that something is happening on the screen. It's not just a frozen screen. I will again. I'll mute the microphone. I will be back fairly promptly. Hopefully I've got a tablet. Won't be too long. Bear with me. Right, I have a tablet. It's amazing what you find in the back of the drawer at 3:30 in the morning. Okay, so I don't like this at all. Let's do this phased, I think. Let's do this phased. First of all, one off in that direction, one in from this direction. Let me move these in closer together. Legs together, lady. Legs together. I mean, ideally, mass transit, right? Mass transit highway, but I don't want this to be a mass transit map. There, that's better already. And then we'll try the highways. First of all, one onto there, one onto there, one down here, one down here. This is already feeling much cleaner. Much cleaner. Right. Now, intersection. I've got notes on this. Right. We're going elevated still. What height are we at? Not so bad, actually. It's going the wrong way, you Wally. There we are. Done it again. And back. We'll just have to use the move it tool. And you. And you. Oh, come on. Get in there. Right, so that highway is fine. What we need under here is we're going to go highway. Don't really want to go highway under here, but I think we're going to have to go highway. Again, given the roads that playing in this mode that I have, it's not the greatest selection. Ooh, ouch, again. Please remember how to use the tool. Right, back out of that. How much clearance do we have? Not a huge amount, but the route is about right. We can always move pillars. Yeah, the route is good. Right, so we need excuse me. Not like it actually changing my mind on the route, because that highway needs to head off in that direction. This is going to be a tight old turn. You have to change the whole route of that. I think at this point, because I have been struggling, I need these meds to kick in. I think at this point I'm going to call it. It's nice to actually have some. I mean, the network multi-tool would just make that a breeze, building the intersection down there. But if I'm going to do it old school, I'm going to do it with a clearer head. At the moment my head is too mushed. Let's go back, have a little look at the castle whilst we yeah, castle work in progress, but it's, I think it's about the right size. There's definitely more work wants to be done on it to make it feel. I think I'll do the double wall job. I like the double wall job. That adds interest and texture. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna wind it up because I am just struggling a little bit. Very hard to concentrate when your nose is full of fluid, and that's where I am at the moment. So yeah, intersection will be. Feel the whole intersection needs to be moved back a little bit. Now I see it from this angle. I'll make it work. I'll make it work. The intersection, I think, needs to start in this zone here. I've started it a little bit too far back. This zone here, leaving room for a connection down to this area, connection going off this way, and then connecting in towards the start square over here. Yeah, that's the plan. That is the plan. But for now, I'm going to wind it up. You can hear my voice is going as well. Help. I mean, BonBonB, you'd be very, very welcome. As again, I don't have an outro, so yeah, if you want to click like, do it now. Otherwise, I'll see you again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.